Hello everybody and welcome to a brand new series. Today I'm near my peak rating in Rapid and we're going to play a Rapid game while I explain every single move in my thought process. Let's see if we can win. Playing a 1993 from Pakistan. Let's play D4 and let's see if we can win a game. Let's do this. I do not want to lose 2000, so hopefully we win this. We have a Slav, so I'm going to play knight f3. We'll see if we go into a 3 knight Slav. We will. This is typically what I see. But my opponent plays this move, preventing g5. So let's instead, we could go for bishop f4. I don't think it's necessary. Let's just play e3. Develop the bishop, castle, and play on. Or I guess I'll develop the bishop here to undo the pin on my knight. Also, quick shout out to Blunderman, who is the reason why I have this analysis board below me. I can't see it during the game, just so we're clear, okay? I am not cheating. I've added it in post, but it is there. Hopefully it helps with your understanding, and I think it adds value. Let me know what you guys think, though, if I should keep it in future videos or remove it. My opponent is looking like he's going to castle queenside. This is not necessarily what I want, but I don't really mind it either. We could play h3, try to kick out the bishop, but I think, more practically speaking, I should just take this pawn. Why allow my opponent to take it, or take my knight rather, take my bishop, and then take the pawn? That's a common gambit in the Slav, but it's just like no need to do it in this scenario. The position is a little bit different than had I put my bishop here originally, which is what I typically do in these types of positions. My opponent plays e5. Now I don't want my opponent to play e4. We could just take, knight takes. I don't see any reason not to. I think it isolates this d pawn, and I think this d pawn can be a target later on in the game. We could take immediately. My opponent would take my bishop. I would take probably with queen. My opponent would take back with queen. Alternatively, I'm looking at a4. This looks like this is opened up. I'm wondering if there's ever a tactic there. I don't see one. There's potential for some tactics, but I don't think there's any need to go into that. Sometimes in chess, if things are complicated, or if there's one line that's complicated and it doesn't seem to give out any benefits, it's just like, why even calculate it? Just why complicate things? Why complicate things? So I want to move my bishop to c3, which is why I brought my knight back. I think putting my bishop here is nice. And I think if I could put my knight here, maybe I can target this pawn, which is very weak. So that's my game plan. That's why I took with my knight, so I could put my bishop on c3 on this diagonal. I think it's very nicely placed there. So if my opponent decides to go queenside, I think that's a big mistake. My opponent instead decides to go for an attack potentially on my king, but I think it's ungrounded. I don't think there's anything really there that I need to worry about. My knight to f4 looks like a good move to try and attack this pawn, and then maybe I could bring my rooks into the game. Maybe I give a check immediately first. You know what? I'm not entirely opposed to a check first. Let's just play queen a4. Let's give a check. So now I can further expedite bringing a rook to d1. I think bringing a rook to d1 seems very logical. Let's do that. Let's just attack this pawn. This is my opponent's main weakness. Let's attack it. Let's just win it if I can. Also, this is an unrelated side tangent, but has anyone seen Death Note? Generally asking, because I've been watching it recently. It's pretty good. I see what the hype's about, man. I generally see it. It's good. Highly would recommend. All right, let's play knight f4. I think I just want to put more attackers on this weak pawn. Also, something else. You might have noticed that I've changed my username and my profile picture on chess.com if you've been watching me on stream. If you haven't, check me out. I always play against viewers every single time I stream. So if you want to play a game against me, that is the best time to do it. But anyways, apparently somebody else from Greece had a username Viper King and hasn't been on chess.com since 2010. So I asked somebody at chess.com support and was like, hey, could I finagle that username? And they're like, yeah, sure. If somebody has not been online for 3 years, then you can request to take their username. So if there's somebody out there, you want their username and they haven't been on for at least 3 years, check it out. It helped me out. Maybe it'll help you out too. I think we're in a very good position here. This pawn, I think this king is just weak. My opponent really needs to get this bishop out. and try to castle, but I don't see a way to hang on to this pawn. I frankly just don't see it. I think my opponent is in some trouble. I think my opponent would probably play something like bishop to d6, if I had to guess. No, probably not, because then I'd just play rook d5. Yeah, never mind, that wouldn't work. Rook d5, how do you defend everything? You can't, because you can't defend... Oh, I guess you could go back here. Nah, would you? No, but then you're dropping the pawn. Yeah, see, there's too much. There's too much at play here. I think, yeah, I mean, if knight jumps forward, queen here, we're attacking the rook, forces the trade. We win the pawn, like I said I wanted to do. Let's not waste any time. Let's just take. Perfect. We are up a pawn cleanly. Now, game plan. Listen up, folks. Let's bring the rook to the d file. Let's get 2 rooks on the open file. Let's get moving. I want to checkmate this guy. This guy's got nothing on me. He's going for my bishop. Well, no thanks. I could just play bishop bishop to d4, making sure the pawn stays defended, and pretty much trapping the knight, not letting him move. I think that's reasonable. I don't see any reason not to do that, so I'm going to go for it. I'm just looking for any tactics. Are there any forks? No, there's not. Now, maybe I'll bring my rook to c1 instead, but b3 I think is a threat, because I am threatening to trap the knight. Because the bishop can defend this square, but I have 2 attackers on it. And there's no other square that my opponent could go to. My opponent maybe will play rook b8, trying to save him on b6. That would work. But this knight looks very bad. Rest in peace. Okay, my opponent does play this. This move, I thought of bishop a7. But no, there's no real merit to that move. Let's keep... Well, I mean, I can't really keep the knight trapped, can I? The issue is that I think the knight is escaping. I don't want to trade off my bishop for it. We could give a check, too. I'm tempted to also bring my rook to the c-file, like I said, and just try to destroy my opponent. I think there's a good case to be made for that move, because I think after rook c1, if the knight tries to escape on b6, then we give a check. Maybe king just moves to d8 then? What do I do? Do I give a check first? Bishop blocks. Rook here. Knight escapes. Rook c7. That's what I want to do, if I could. I'm going to give a check first. I hope that's accurate. Analysis board, please tell me that's accurate. Maybe I have knight d5 first. Yeah, because d5's open now. That would attack the bishop. No, but then rook b7. See, I don't know. I'm not sure. Let's play rook c1 first. That was my instinct. Rook c1. Because that prevents b7. Because then I would just win the rook in the back. Okay, my opponent goes for this. I think I just step up. I could sack. We could sack the rook. Could sack the rook and get a fork in the corner, but I don't think that's... I think I have better than that. Let's just bring the rook up 1 square. What's nice is that actually maybe I am trapping this knight, because now I've covered this square. This square is defended twice. And well, actually the bishop's just pinned straight up anyway, so it's really only defended none times. So maybe I do actually have b3 as a trap now. See, that doesn't work, because I think b3 does trap, no? I have to be careful of back rank. I think that's the issue. b3, maybe the rook comes in. Maybe I just play rook c7 anyways. Rook c7, rook comes here. Oh, this is tricky. I really want to win this, because I am completely winning. That's usually how chess works. You want to win if you're winning. b3 is tempting, because it does seem to trap the knight, but I'm not sure if my opponent just has rook here and his back rank issues. Let's play rook c7. I've decided rook c7 is my move. The reason why is because I think this threat of taking the bishop is paramount. And now, do we have the move b3? I believe we do, because I don't think there's anywhere. I don't believe you. But b3, maybe rook b to c8. I take, you take, back rank issues, have to play h3. And then the knight can't escape. Well, the knight is still trapped. Can I just play h3 now? Right, okay, I gotta make a move, man. I'm wasting too much time. I really want to win this game and find the best move. But sometimes you just gotta say, you know what? I just gotta play a move. I have to get rid of this back rank issue. I think this move does save it. But I'm up a pawn, right? I'm up material. I have all the initiative in the world. This knight stinks on the side of the board. I just have to find a way and actually win it. Alternatively, I could just take the pawn too. Like, this is also, like, I'm looking for more than just the pawn. I'm looking for the knockout blow, the knockout piece advantage that will solidify my victory. But maybe I should just take the pawn on a6, like, realistically. And maybe the analysis board is like, dude, you're an absolute idiot. Maybe you should have just thought about that for 2 more seconds and you would have realized b3 is the best move. But I frankly don't see it. We are still winning. It does not matter what accuracy you have, as long as at the end of the game, it says 1 for you and 0 for your opponent. That's the game plan. All right. My opponent is thinking, which is good because I need my opponent to think, because I am at a time disadvantage, which is my greatest weakness as a chess player, in my opinion, is my lack of time management. And I'm sure that yapping to the camera for 10 minutes surely isn't helping. All right, my opponent has gone for a5, protecting the pawn. But I think the knight is trapped now. And I don't believe there is a way to save it. So let's play let's play b3. I believe this officially traps the knight, because my knight has 4 potential escape squares. We can go through each one, but this one's covered twice and only defended once. My opponent just... Oh, does this work? No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. This bishop is pinned, so I can just take this pawn. This doesn't work. Absolutely not. I calculated that. Heck no. Absolutely not. All right, well, what do we want to do now? I mean, we could... Ooh, we could give a check. What, king here? But we always have a check on g7. Yeah, this always works. This always works. I mean, my opponent might go here, but then I have check with the knight. No, it goes this way. There's just no way. I think my opponent is just getting cooked here. Where do you run? Where do you run to? I think it's checkmate, actually, no? The king has to go back, and then knight either to e6 or g6. We win! Let's go, baby! Big win. Big win. Let's see the accuracy. I'm interested. All right, what a game against Waluigi. I know that's not the name, I'm sorry. But 88.4, 75.5. Very clean game. I was winning pretty much the entire way. I hope you enjoy my first episode in this series. Thanks for watching. See you next time.